Cuba, it's me, Elian Habanero. Blue Jays, back-to-back wins. They did two wins in a row in their one-run ball games. And what can we talk about here? A lot to talk about. First, I want to talk about the pitching. Other than the Hyun-Jin Ryu start, these Blue Jays starters are unbelievable. Like, Berrios now had 11 strikeouts. Manoah always gets like 8 to 12 strikeouts. And Robbie Ray had over 10 strikeouts. And Berrios finally had his best start since his first start. He had a couple there, 2 or 3, where they were not so good. But he figured it out today. And they even kept him out there after the thunderstorm delay. And did you see the manager and Pete Walker? I feel like Pete Walker's more of the manager than Montoya is. Like, he's the one calling all the shots. Montoya is just kind of like the face that does the interviews and talks and goes out there and calls for the pitcher. But I feel like Pete Walker kind of influences him heavily. But they were hot at the umpires because I just had it on and it was like Aventus and weather delay. And then they came back and it was sunny and I'm like, wow, it looked like... Because sometimes they play through that when it only rains for like 10 minutes. But I guess because of the thunderstorm warning, they couldn't. But they came back on screen and it was nice and bright and sunny. And they're getting hot at the ground screwing the umpires because Berrios, they want to keep him in the game. And I feel like if it wasn't for that and 1 or 2 other things, he could have gone a full, complete game tonight. His pitch count was so low, even with all the strikeouts. Because usually like Manoah or Robbie Ray, their pitch count is high because of the strikeouts, but not today. And if it wasn't for that one Bo Bichette where he threw it way over Vladdy's head on a routine ground ball where the guy wasn't even close, because then he had to give it, I think that was the 3rd or the 4th, he had to give a couple more pitches that inning. And then what was with that call by the umpire? I think it was Grossman was at the plate, and I think this was the 6th inning. And he hit a ball that was clearly foul because Vladdy's, like, here's the baseline. And Vladdy goes to catch it and it goes off his glove. And it's like this far in the foul territory. Like, and they say it's got to cross the bag. So how did it cross the bag and then hook like that? Because even the runner wasn't running because he knew it was foul. Like, anything close they're going to start running on. And then he's like, they call it fair. And he's like, what? And he still gets to second. But that ended up not only costing them a couple more pitches, that's how I believe they got the 1 run. But let's talk about the relief pitchers too. Everyone's been giving them a hard time. Romano last night threw 2 innings in relief, and then we got Mesa today, not a full 2 innings, but he came in the 9th for Simber. I was actually surprised when they switched Simber there, but it ended up working out really good. And the hitting is what's kind of been the lagging thing as of lately. Like, Kirk's been pretty solid, and you don't see a catcher as a DH very often. That's how solid he's been. And he went from like 9th in the batting order to yesterday hitting cleanup, hitting 5th today, and he reminds me kind of Wario. He's like, or like maybe like a little Oompa Loompa. But he got another hit there at the end of the game, and Bo Bichette was on base like 4 times. Good to see him having a good game at the plate, but the hitting has really been what's been costing them lately. When all season that's all everyone was talking about, how good their hitting was. But let me know what you thought of the game. Who was your player of the game? I got to give it to Berrios. What an outing. Good for him and the Blue Jays, 2 wins in a row. If they can get on a streak, we can get in the playoffs here. I think we could do it. I love baseball. Cuba.